Let's go back to the issue of death in Los Angeles. Donald Trump is the oldest man ever inaugurated as president, and he delivered another one of those moments that's impossible to spin if you're remotely tethered to reality. In the video during which he said he spoke to Gavin Newsom over the last day, which we now know not to be true, he declared that Gavin Newsom caused a lot of death and potential death, both actual death and maybe even more in the future. It's important to understand that we don't have a single reported death from the protests. Fortunately, we should be happy about that. Not even a hospitalization due to violence. Now, you might be saying, David, what about the guy they found near the T-Mobile? We're going to get to that in a moment. When Donald Trump said this, it was completely inaccurate. Take a listen.
When is the last time you spoke with Governor Newsom?
A day ago. Called him up to tell him, got to do a better job. He's doing a bad job, causing a lot of death and a lot of potential death.
A lot of death and a lot of potential death. No one has died. No one has died. Now, we have reports now of a man found deceased near a T-Mobile in the sort of general area of these protests. There was no evident cause of death. We know nothing about that yet. There's anecdotal reporting that it could have been a drug overdose situation. But the point here is all the evidence we have is that was incidental, still tragic, but not related to violence from the protest as of this point in time. If that changes, we will change the reporting. But that had not happened when Donald Trump made this statement. So what is more likely here? Is it more likely that it is a mental detour or a cognitive fail where Trump just thinks there were deaths when they weren't? Or is this Donald Trump looking to play up carnage that doesn't exist to make his decision to send in federal troops, military and National Guard, more justified? To me, the real concern is that not just that Trump is wrong, he does seem genuinely unaware of what's real and what isn't. He says there were deaths because I guess somewhere in his mind, chaos equals death. I don't know, but it's a constant glitch, almost something beyond his control. And he has the power and is deploying the National Guard and Marines on American soil and making life and death decisions seemingly with very little grasp of the basic facts. Now, another confused moment during the same event, Trump just kind of rambling incoherently about forests. And this goes to the general level of confusion and disconnect that Trump is experiencing.
Also, when it comes to forest fires. So for years, I've been meeting with heads of other countries, and they are forest countries. They call themselves forest, Austria and others. And they say, we're a forest nation, we live in a forest, and they don't have forest fires. And in one case, he said, our trees are much more flammable than California, but we don't have forest fires because we clean the floor, we sweep the floor of leaves, of dead debris, of trees that fall, because after 18
Understand that this is complete incoherence. It's just random words.
18 months, the tree is it's like tinderwood, and it goes up, it virtually explodes. Well, we don't take the trees out. California is a disaster, what they've done in California. They don't do anything. And if you did, you almost would not have forest fires. And you could say in theory, you shouldn't have any forest fires. And we spend billions and billions.
All right, okay. The way authoritarianism operates when it has decayed from the inside out is that a lot of it isn't clean and strategic. It's sloppy, it's delusional, it's elderly and dilapidated, and it's propped up by people who are either too scared or too loyal to say what is obvious. This guy's not well. He's rambling incoherently. He says he spoke to Newsom in the last day when he didn't. He then revises what it was that was actually said. We can no longer tell the difference between Trump's dishonesty and Trump's decline. We just can't tell the difference. When he said, I spoke to Gavin in the last day, even though he hadn't, was he confused or was he lying? When he said that there has been death at the LA protests, was he confused or was he lying? We don't know, but it all supports the authoritarianism in the same way, which is if you question the leader, you are going to have a problem. Terry Moran on ABC has been fired. others are being targeted in different ways. So let's take a break. We're going to then talk about how the military is now being propagandized to, including in speeches, which is really disturbing stuff. Do you ever feel like you're being watched online? It's because you are. Even in incognito mode, your internet activity can still be tracked by your internet service provider, by big tech, by data brokers, and even by the government. The solution is our sponsor, Private Internet Access, a VPN that hides your IP address so you can't be tracked online, and so you can access websites and content normally not available in your region. Private Internet Access is the only VPN that can prove in multiple ways they do not log your internet activity. Their software is open source. Anyone can see that the VPN is not logging your traffic. Multiple court cases have happened where law enforcement tried to get user activity logs from the company. The company didn't have them. You can choose from lightning fast IP addresses in all 50 US states and 91 countries. You can use private internet access on unlimited devices with just a single account, and my audience gets 83% off, which comes out to just $203 a month, plus get 4 extra months for free. Go to piavpn.com/Pacman. The link is in the description.